What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2005 movie, The Derby Stallion. So in this movie, an alcoholic former horse trainer perceives in a 15-year-old boy a unique gift of horsemanship and makes it possible for the boy to conceive his dream and pursue it. So this is a movie that I've always really enjoyed. I think it's a really, really good movie and everything. It's a very low budget movie and stuff, and they didn't have a lot to work with and everything, and you can tell by the way the production design is and the editing and stuff that it's a very low budgeted movie, but it's a really good story and everything. And I will say that it's not really even anything new story. We've seen horse stories like this many times before. It's full of your typical cliches that you would expect from this type of movie, but they're done well and everything, and this is one of the ones that stands out to me and everything. And also that could just be nostalgia too, because I've loved this movie ever since I was a teenager and stuff too. I've been a big fan of it since like 2007 when they released it on DVD and everything, because they released it on DVD right around the time Zac Efron made it big and everything, but it was released a couple of years before High School Musical and everything. So he wasn't really big yet when this movie came out, but after High School Musical and Hairspray came out and everything, they dropped this one on DVD, direct to DVD, and it's a good movie and everything. Bill Cobbs and Zac Efron are great in this movie. They work really, really good together and everything, and their chemistry is kind of what sells this movie for me and keeps the movie going and everything. They work great off of each other and everything. And I love how, like, Bill Cobbs is kind of a cranky old man, but he's also this really likable old man who's really nice and friendly, and he really believes in Zac Efron's character and wants him to win this horse race and stuff, not only to kind of do something to fix his dream and stuff, but also because he really just believes that Zac Efron's character has what it takes to be this horse rider and stuff. And it's just really, really well done and well written, and they work really great together. And the supporting cast are pretty good in here too. I don't know most of the cast. William R. Moses, I know him from some stuff. I've seen him on TV and stuff before. He plays Zac Efron's dad, he's pretty good. And Tanya Walker plays his mom, she's pretty good. She also helped produce the movie and everything. So I think that they're pretty good in this movie and stuff and everything. As far as negatives go, I don't really have very many. The main one is you could have taken the whole little subplot with the bullies out of this movie and it wouldn't have changed the story at all and everything. And I wish it wouldn't have had the little subplot with the bullies that don't get along with Zac Efron and his rival and stuff like that when he's racing and stuff. You didn't really necessarily need it in this story, and it just kind of felt really cliched and added in there because they felt like they had to have some kind of conflict that they didn't really need to have and everything. I think that what happens in this movie and everything with the old man played by Bill Cobbs and stuff was enough to have a conflict for Zac Efron's character. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying not to spoil it because I know this movie isn't very well known. I don't think a lot of people have seen this one, so I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. But all in all, aside from that little bit with the bullies that I didn't really like, I don't really have any negatives with this movie. Other negatives with this movie. This is a pretty good and entertaining story, and it's one that I've always really enjoyed. So all in all, I love this movie. It's not anything amazing or special or anything, but it's a fun, harmless family flick that's really enjoyable and everything, and it's a fun little horse story. If you like horse movies, you'll probably enjoy this one and everything. And if you're a fan of Zac Efron and you want to see where he got his start, this was one of his first movies. It was his very first starring role, and I think he did a pretty good job in it. I will say also his crying scene in this movie, because there's a scene where he cries, and it is not very great. It's not the worst crying scene I've ever seen before, but it is not very great. And if you watch this movie and then turn around and watch The Iron Claw, you can see how much he has transformed as an actor and everything. But this movie showed his promise and everything. I felt like even though the crying scene wasn't the best, I always felt like his performance in this movie was pretty good and everything. And this was one of the movies that got me into Zac Efron, who is one of my favorite actors nowadays, and has been ever since he first started. Everything. There's just something about him and his screen presence that I just enjoy watching his stuff, and he's great in this movie and everything, except for his crying. Like I said, his crying wasn't the best, but I'm giving him a pass because it's very, very early in his career. But it is laughably bad, and it is kind of hard not to laugh at it at times. But it works though, because it's a good heartfelt movie. So they did their best and everything, and I think that it's a good movie. So all in all, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of the Derby Stallion, and hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.